The Ron Paul Institute for Peace and Prosperity welcomes you to 5 Minutes, 5 Issues.
Starting in
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, I am Adam Dick, a Ron Paul Institute Senior Fellow. Let's start.
Issue 1.
On Thursday, many Americans celebrated Thanksgiving at their homes or the homes of friends or family members. Indeed, having a home is one thing for which many people are thankful. The United Nations Refugee Agency estimated in its June Global Trends report that 65.3 million people across the world are forcibly displaced from their homes. About 41 million people are internally displaced in their countries. 21 million are refugees and 3 million are asylum seekers. More than half the refugees, the UN Refugee Agency relates, are from Syria, Afghanistan, and Somalia. All three countries share in common being subjected to U.S.-supported regime change efforts.
Issue 2.
I wrote Friday at the Ron Paul Institute about a Thursday Washington Post article by Craig Temberg that discusses an anonymous group. The group, Temberg wrote, claims to have identified more than 200 websites as routine peddlers of Russian propaganda during the election season. RPI's website, the Drudge Report, and various non-mainstream media websites with political views that span the gamut are on the list. Here is something I did not mention in my article. The Post article, though it includes many links, does not link to the list of websites or the anonymous group that produced the list. That group's website is propernaut.com. Funny thing, the Post article complained about propaganda, but used a clever technique to discourage people from seeing the flimsy nature of the allegations of a major source on which the Post article relied.
Issue 3.
The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives has released a revised version of its ATF Form 4473. Individuals who attempt to purchase guns from U.S. licensed gun dealers are required to complete the form. The previous version of the form requires answering this question: are you an unlawful user of or addicted to marijuana or any depressant, stimulant, narcotic drug, or any other controlled substance? The new version, required to be used by January 16th, supplements this question with a bold-faced sentence stating, "Warning, the use or possession of marijuana remains unlawful under federal law, regardless of whether it has been legalized or decriminalized for medicinal or recreational purposes in the state where you reside. Answer yes to the question, and no gun for you." Maybe a coalition of Congress members will work together to make it clear in United States law and on the form that marijuana use in compliance with state law is not a disqualifier. Thinking more broadly, how about removing drug-related gun control from the law and removing the drug question entirely from the form?
Issue 4.
The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration announced this week proposed voluntary guidelines for phones and other electronic devices. The guidelines recommend that a phone detect when a person with the phone is driving, and then disable many of the phone's features. The NHTSA calls this automated shutdown driver mode and touts its benefit in preventing distracted driving.
Issue 5.
Fidel Castro died Friday. Castro was a leader in the 1950s ousting of the government of Cuba. In the ensuing decades, Castro was a Cuban government leader. Yes, review Castro and his government's rights abuses. Still, I find a comment offered by journalist Glenn Greenwald upon Castro's death provides important perspective. Greenwald wrote, "The amount of attention and concern a foreign leader's abuses receive in U.S. discourse is solely determined by how much they defy the U.S." That's a wrap. Transcripts of 5 Minutes 5 Issues episodes, including links to related information, are at the Ron Paul Institute blog.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.